Hello and welcome. It's Voltore Bottas. Just kidding. I was trying to go for Chad Kroger on the broadcast last Saturday in Montreal. I think I ended up at John Tesh with this wig if you're watching on the YouTube here. Welcome to CFP. Today, Marshall Ferguson breaking things down for you leading into the East semifinal, West semifinal throughout the CFL playoffs. Thanks as always to Fox 40, supporting everything that we are doing around here. You can master your game plan with Fox 40 coaching boards. Choose from a range of clipboards, carry boards to help with your sideline needs. Go to fox40shop.com to shop that and much, much more. You can take 15% off your entire order, by the way, with the code CFP15 as well. Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween. Hope you are enjoying. Going to get the kids out. Make sure if you're driving around, you are being very careful because there's lots of little ones that don't like to hold mom and dad's hand in my experience and like to sprint in random directions. So if you are out in the car, make sure you're going slow. Headlights fully on. All the rest could be one of those nights where there's a lot of kids running in a lot of directions. But I wanted to, on this Halloween, veer away from the analysis in the East semifinal, West semifinal. Last couple of days I've done, special teams and then the quarterbacks a little bit for the East semifinal with Toronto and Ottawa, and just talk for a second about behind the scenes because we did the costumes obviously for Week 21 Winnipeg against Montreal, and it's cool, it's fun. A lot of people get a kick out of it. It's not something I would ever choose to do on my own volition, under my own power, but now it's a thing. And the reason it's a thing is my man Dwayne Ford. My goal is always to bring off-air Dwayne Ford to on-air. Never am I more able to do that than Week 21 in 2022 and Week 21 in 2024. Those 2 years, Dwayne Ford and I have had the Halloween game together. And we call it the Halloween game. It's not even labeled as the Halloween game. It's just, there's like Thanksgiving Monday is a game, and Labor Day Monday is a game, and season kickoff is a game, and Grey Cup is a game. And Dwayne and I are just like, you know what? This is our game. We're going to do the Halloween game, and we're going to do it our way. So Dwayne's convinced me this is a thing. First year I did it, I didn't do my own costume. I just wanted to bring you some behind the scenes of how this stuff comes together because people just see, the social clips and us having fun. I put up a reel on my Instagram if you'd like to see it at TSN_Marsh that kind of shows you like us just being us before the game actually begins, and it gives you a little bit more of that behind the scenes fun stuff that people always enjoy from in the broadcast booth. But here's how this comes together. Dwayne basically pitches it to me in 22, and I'm like, sure. And he says, I'll bring a bunch of costumes. I'm like, great. And then I throw on a bunch of random stuff. One of which was throwing on like rubber masks that I couldn't hear the producer in my headset. I don't know if you could hear my voice on television. All the rest. I'm like, okay, if we're gonna do this, I gotta do this smarter. So it's basically, I've narrowed it down to wigs and props. And this year I decided to throw facial hair into the mix, as you can tell from the duster that I'm still proudly wearing until the start of November, at which point I will shave it, and there could be a little Movember campaign coming as well in support of men's mental health. We'll get to that maybe later on. But here's how I go about this Halloween thing. I'm a former quarterback. I like to execute the game plan. So I like to build a game plan. I like to understand which wig am I wearing, when, how am I transitioning, what am I going to do with the facial hair, what's the goal of the costume, like all of these things play out in my head. Dwayne shows up with a hockey bag on wheels full of 30 costumes, waits until about 10 seconds before we actually go on air, and then just sticks his hand in and picks something and throws it on. So Dwayne's sense of humor is very much, he likes trying to confuse people while also showing that he's dressing up and, being quirky. My sense of humor is to go for a very specific joke, like I did with Chad Kroger, where I said, look at this photograph, and then I held up a picture frame. Fun fact, by the way, the Taylor Swift book, it was like one of those little thin books with the gold spine on them. I bought that at Pearson on Saturday morning because the picture that I asked Staples to print for me was a Dwayne Ford rookie card that I was going to hold up on camera to surprise him. And they didn't get it printed in time, and then I had to get to my flight. So I was at Pearson. I'm like, I don't know, what's the funniest thing I could possibly put in this frame? I'm like, a children's Taylor Swift book. There we go. We'll just try to crush all the algorithms, and we'll get all the Taylor Swift clicks if we can. So I ended up going with that one. But it's amazing doing these games with Dwayne because, first of all, we just have a ton of fun when it's a regular game, when it's not Halloween or Week 21. But when you throw this into the fray, we try not to tell each other really what we're going to do. And then as soon as we're in the booth and it starts to come together, like Dwayne sees me shaving my beard off. And I look over and he's just giggling to himself. And I go, what? He goes, I'm just glad you're committing. So there's moments like that are very, very special that come together. And honestly, too, shout out to our crew for letting us get away with this. Like, letting us actually have fun and do something different and try to entertain people at home on top of giving you your football. Because I got to admit, like, I love watching playoff baseball, but they take that seriously. It's like it's the most important thing, and to me it's so dry, and it has no character or energy. It's just, well, I'm the play-by-play guy, and here's what's happening, and Aaron Judge is on a cold streak, and then you throw it over to John Spoltz, and then he goes on his little rant, and then you come back after a graphic, and then formulaic is bad. Formulaic, you want people to be interested because they don't really know what's coming. Dwayne certainly has given us that on the Halloween game, which we love being able to do for you. Thanks to Fox 40 for supporting all things around here on CFP today. Coming up for you tomorrow, last chance to preview everything in the East semifinal, West semifinal, dive into some of the depth charts, maybe some of the decisions that have come out ahead of kickoff. And on Saturday, I'll be doing a recap of the game as soon as it's done. Maybe even go on YouTube Live and do a little something on there as well. But happy Halloween, everybody. Take care of each other. Enjoy your candy. Make sure you get the full chocolate bars. Make sure you know the houses that have the best stuff. Maybe even switch costumes. Come back. Get a second chocolate bar. Who's going to say no?